Hey, what's up, my friend? It's Liam Davis here, and welcome back to my blog, welcome back to my YouTube channel, welcome back to my Facebook, wherever you're watching this video. It doesn't matter, I'm just super appreciative that you are here. In this video, I wanted to tell you a story about my cousin. I introduced you to my cousin sometime yesterday in one of the videos. I'll link to it I'll link to it below this video. But I introduced you to my cousin Jordan. Now, my cousin Jordan, he's my best friend. We talk almost, every couple of days, just, messaging each other and just again, he's just my family, my best friend. We get along. We have the, when we get around each other and when we're talking, people are just like, what the hell is going on? Like we just speak our own language, you know what I mean? So a couple of weeks ago, Jordan, he actually is from New South Wales. I live up here in Queensland, in Brisbane, Australia. If you don't know where that is, you can Google it, or if you don't care, don't. But he lives down near Sydney. He lives near Sydney. And he got invited down to his dad's 60th birthday. So a couple of weeks ago, it might have been a couple of months, I can't remember when, but he flew down to my uncle's birthday. And I'm not going to say names because in this video, I'm not actually trying to embarrass anyone here. I'm not trying to call anyone out. It's just something that really hit me, and it's something that I feel might impact your life, okay? So again, my cousin, he flew down to his dad's 60th birthday. They had a great time, and it was just a lot of fun. So while he was down there, I messaged him on the day he was supposed to come back. I'm like, hey man, how's it going? You getting ready to come back? And he said, no. And what do you mean, no? Your flight's today, right? He's like, no, I missed it. I mean, what? How did you miss your flight, dude? Like, I've never missed a flight in my entire life. I know my mentor, Dave Wood, he misses flights all the time, but that's because he's kind of spaced out. And as spaced out as I can sometimes seem, I'm really focused too. I know what's going on around me. But Jordan, he ended up missing this flight. And I'm like, how the hell did you end up missing a flight, man? Come on. And he said, Dad made me late. His dad, his 60-year-old dad. Dad made me late. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? And I remember my uncle. He used to be late for everything. Especially, I remember Christmas morning. We all used to live together in a house in Sydney. And Christmas morning, we would all be up. When you're kids, you would wake up around 6 o'clock, just excited, just, yeah, we're going to open presents. I can't wait. But we would always have to wait for my uncle till about 10 o'clock when he was ready to get out of bed, when he was ready to, finish having his breakfast or his coffee or whatever he had to do, having his shower. And he would always just make us late. So this didn't surprise me that he made my cousin Jordan late for his trip home. So he missed his flight. And I said, well, what are you going to do? And Jordan said, well, I have to buy a new flight to come back home tomorrow. I asked him, how much is that going to cost? And it was going to cost him $150. So I said, well, obviously your dad's going to help you pay for that, right? I mean, it's his fault that you're late. That's kind of his responsibility there. And he just replied by saying no. And again, I'm like, what do you mean no? How's your dad not going to help you buy this plane ticket for you that he kind of, it's kind of his fault that you're late, and it's his responsibility to help you out. And Jordan messaged me back and said, Dad doesn't have the money. And I thought about it. Jordan's dad. And again, guys, Jordan, Ashley Fraser, if you ever see this video, I'm not calling out your dad, I'm making a point. Jordan's dad, 60 years old, just had his 60th birthday. That's the whole reason Jordan went down in the first place. At 60 years old, he couldn't afford, he didn't have the money, he didn't have $150 to help his son out when it was kind of his responsibility to help his son out. Here's the point I'm getting at. Maybe you're 60 years old right now and don't have $150 to your name. And that's not, I'm not calling you out. That's not a bad thing. I'm not shaming anyone. But if that is true, it's because of the decisions that you've made in your life. And you can always make new ones, no matter if you're 60, 70, 80, it doesn't matter. So, but what I also want to ask is, if you're, maybe in your 20s, if you're in your 30s, if you're in your 40s or 50s, I want to ask you, is what you're doing right now leading you towards the life that you want to live? Is the actions that you're taking leading you to what you want to do? Or is the actions that you're taking right now possibly leading you to a point where you may be 60 years old and not have $150 to your name? What actions are you taking, and are they getting you to where you want to go? Because look, I know that it's, it's a rough economy out there, and, sometimes jobs and you don't make enough money. But here's the real truth, especially with my uncle. The truth is, it's not that he's doesn't get paid. He's self-employed. He's always had his own business for as long as I've been alive. The reason he doesn't have the money to his name was because of just bad choices that he made his entire life. But he just continued to make them. And he continued to just fall into the same habits till he got to a point to where he is today, and he still doesn't have a single dollar to his name. Now, again, I'm not shaming anyone. I'm not saying that it's bad, but what I'm saying is it doesn't have to be. And sometimes you have to take personal responsibility for the decisions that you make in order to live the life that you want to live. So you have two choices. If you are headed in the direction that you want, that you're taking the right actions to reach the goals that you want to reach, that's amazing, that's great, and I applaud you. But if you take a look at your life, take a look at the actions you're taking, take a look at the decisions that you're making. If it's leading you to a life that you don't desire, a life that you don't want, a life to where you may be 60 years old and may not have even $150 or $50 to your name, I encourage you to make a change today and start doing something today that will redirect you to what you really want, rather than just keep going on this path that you know is not going to work out for you. Sometimes you need to take personal responsibility, and to do that, the first thing you need to do is really just think about your situation. Think about whether you're taking the right actions to get the outcome that you want, and if not, change it. Because I know for a fact that my uncle, if he could live his life over again, I know that if he saw himself at 60, he would way rather himself be in a different position than being at a point where he's living paycheck to paycheck and not even have $150 to his name. So if that's the direction you're heading, I encourage you to make a change now. If you are 60 years old and have only $150 or not even that to your name, it's not too late to make a change. And I encourage you to make that change, whatever it is, to better your life and better your future, to better your family's life, to better just the life of the people around you. Make the change today, and I'll see you again in the very next video. But first of all, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a tweet, give it a hit all the social buttons below this video. Go ahead and leave a comment below, and I'll see you again in the very next video. Peace.